Awesome, man. Well, now we can just kind of get started off of this stuff. I'm going to throw let's see, I'm going to throw the questions I'll ask in the chat. I do have them pulled up here, but I also want to just give you a frame of reference so you have them. Control copy. How do I rotate PDF? Okay. So we can take these at, whatever, we can jump into these like chronologically. We can jump into these like if any of them stick out to you and you're like, oh, hell yeah, let's talk about that. I know I've sent you these questions before. I have not edited them since I've sent them to you as well.
Yeah, I have the questions already here, so.
Cool. All right, even better. I'm gonna get that chat out of the way then. Let's. I want to start from the top, if that's cool with you. I really want to know what kind of bands you're into.
Oh, it's all over the place, honestly. Like metal,
Sure.
like rock, classic rock, or like even hip hop or rap stuff like that. Yeah, it's like I'm all over pretty much. But for like the metal, biggest influence would be Children of Bodom, honestly.
Nice.
Like, then I know like Scorpions, Iron Maiden when I was growing up. That was pretty cool. And black metal, as I got into that, say like Cradle of Filth, kind of like between the early days to Thornography, I would say. After that, it was okay, and then Dark Fortress was pretty. I liked Dark Fortress a lot, and Dotsford, Gorgoth, some Hate, Harakiri for the Sky, Naglfar, Nagaroth, Watain, Carpathian Force.
I wore my Watain shirt today.
Yeah, nice. And then Satanic Warmaster was the biggest one, or one of the biggest ones that influenced me.
Really? Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
After hearing the Caroline Satanist Madness, that was like the first album I ever heard from him. So
Nice.
So after that, I was like, what? Then realizing that it was like a one man band, dude, or one man. I was like, what? So that like blew me away. I was like, and then back in when I was living in Arizona, the Res, Ashroth was one like Navajo band. So that one was like pretty much like one of the main influences as well. I only had the Darkness and Beyond album, but that was more than enough. So yeah,
that's a good album.
Yeah, and then like I was reading the book, the little booklets, and then realized that one of the songs, forget which one it was, but it was like in Navajo too. So I was like, that's pretty crazy. Yeah. And then there were some other res bands that were around at the time. See who was all there. I know Testify was around.
Yes.
Signal 99. Sagorath? I don't know if they're still a band, but I remember they were pretty big too with the black metal. Yeah.
Totally.
I think Existence AD was still there or started. Yeah, there's like some other bands, but yeah. But mainly Ashroth was the big one.
That's cool. Now, did these bands, did they influence you just like through sound, or like was it like, oh, these dudes are doing it, so I can totally do it too? Or was it all like sound, or are you just kind of like picking what you like from all over? Because it seems like you got very wide influences.
Yeah.
You just picking what from all over and making something new out of it, or did you want to like try to emulate a certain band like when you first started out?
When I first started, I would say Warmaster was the one I emulated a lot, like vocal wise too, and then guitar playing, same thing. But I also like how like all these other bands I named, like they have that like kind of like the heavy riff, and also like the tremolo picking. Yeah, and then that's where like the whole new metal, industrial metal bands that I like like Static X or like Rammstein, Limp Bizkit, Power Man, Rob Zombie, like just the way it's like simple but it's heavy. Yeah,
Totally.
like so I like later on after I reformed this band or made this band, I kind of try to combine them both, like the heavy, just simple heavy riffs with the black metal elements.
Sure.
So yeah, so that's how I made this sound or for this band. Yeah, so that's basically it. And then vocal wise, first it started with War Master, then it kind of like I guess changed over each album and whatnot.
Yeah.
Now like I think this new one I'm kind of going back to my roots, you would say, from like my first high school band or my first solo project from my high school band, like with the War Master vocals and just riffs. So excited about this one. Hopefully it doesn't disappoint. So.
Yes, man, I'm excited. That's so cool. How many bands have you been in? Because you've had this current one. It's not this has been going on for what, like almost 10 years, right? 2015, 2016,
2018.
2018. Okay,
Yeah.
Okay.
So my first band that I ever joined was back in high school. It was I was okay. So I was at a I guess a culinary school, and then I went back during my junior year to like being like the res school. So I just like told my mom, I was like, I think I'll just graduate, going back like in the res, because I started from the res and then she transferred me out to like a Billigana school or white person school.
Yep.
So then throughout the whole years, I was like, yeah, I'll just go back to the res, finish there. So that's when I met my friend, our best friend. It was surprisingly like our history teacher. He was pretty cool, but he also did teach history. But like I guess at the end, I guess the last hour of high school, he taught like music class. So he had like acoustic guitars in the back, and when we were done with our assignments, we were just asked to play. And then I was just like, because I was still new, and I was just drawing, in my free time. And then as soon as I heard somebody play Gorgoroth, I was like, is that Gorgoroth? So I turned around. It was like Johnny, was his name. It was Johnny. Is like, I was like, all right. I was like, okay. Like, he kind of listened to some black metal, I guess. But I mean, I should have known because he had like all these black metal shirts. So I was like, no surprise. So. Then like a week later, I was like, maybe I should talk to this dude, see what's up, say hi. So then after that, he played Angels Don't Kill on guitar. I was like, all right, I'm gonna talk to this guy. I like Children of Bodom. He's like, yeah. So then we started talking. Then I played the other part. I guess he was playing like the lead part in that one. So I just got the guitar, just played the rhythm. So like we learned Bodom, or we were playing Bodom songs. Then that's how our whole friendship began. And then I ended up hanging out with him. Then he introduced me to the other guys. So then they were in the band, I believe, already. Nothing like big or anything. It was just like just a friend, like just something you guys make up and jam to. So then he asked me if I wanted to join. I was like I know guitar, but I'm not no freaking rock hero, guitar hero. So
yeah.
So I was like, yeah, we play black metal. I was like, okay, I could try it out. Try to show you guys some riffs and stuff. But so yeah, and then I was guitar. He was guitar. I had a guitarist and a drummer. So, and then time to time I would like mess around on vocals, So me and Matthias were like going back and forth, but he was the main one. I was just doing this to fuck around. So ended up doing like both, or we ended up like doing. I don't know. It was weird. Like we were always switching around. So it was mainly.
That's cool, man.
So that's what kind of got me like into doing vocals, even though I hurt my throat doing that for the first time. But like, fuck, like I was like, fuck, am I supposed to sound like this? So yeah, that was yeah. So that was all high school or my junior year in high school, and then they were all seniors. I was the only junior. So after they graduated, they all part ways. And then Johnny was. Let me go back. I guess one weekend, one night, we recorded like a whole freaking album. Just freestyling the Beelzebub album. So I don't know. We just hit record and then had the little mic. So yeah, we just made a whole album in one night. I don't even, just freestyling stuff really. So it was kind of fun.
That's awesome.
Until the drummer's parents came home, we had to take off all the cords paint and shit. Trying to wash it all out. Yeah, we were like, yeah. But we didn't have paint. We had like, I think flour, I think it was. So we did for the white, and then we had like the black paint. We didn't have no. Yeah, it was kind of funny, but.
That's awesome. That's inspiring, actually.
Yeah. So his parents were kind of religious, I think. So when they were like, oh, fuck, we had to like, wash that shit off ASAP, and then. They thought like, what are you guys doing here? Or what are you guys doing? And we're like, nothing, They thought we were like doing some kind of ritual or something, but we're like, it was pretty funny.
Badass.
Yeah, so that whole night we did like a whole album. And then
wow.
Yeah. Then after they graduated, we just all split. Or they all split, went their own ways. I think the drummer left the band to drum for another band. Vocalist, I think he went to the Marines, and then Johnny was sticking around for the summer until he moved. Or I guess he was going to school, so he ended up going to the city. Mm-hmm. So it was just me over. But before he left, I kind of joined his project that he was doing. Hold on, let me just look for this. Surprisingly, I still have all this like old stuff. I'm like, I don't know if I even want to release them, but no. But yeah, it was like 2010, 2011 era. Yeah. So he was already had his own solo thing going on, but I just joined like just to learn his songs. Kind of just watch him how he did stuff, and I was always like go over like on the weekends or whatever. And then it's kind of like a learning thing, just watching him do like how he does the records, how he does the drumming, and the drumming part was always difficult for me because I'm like when to do the feel and all that stuff. I'm like or like what he does to do the feels and like. Then like the beats and blast beats, when to do them, when not to do them,
Mm-hmm.
And then sometimes he would ask if I want to record one part, and then he records another, just to make the recording sound different, or like the different tones, I guess. Guitar tones. Like he has his own settings. I would bring my own amp, and then combine our tones. So.
Nice.
So that one, I believe he had like 3 albums. Yeah, he already made 3 albums, and I was on like 1 or 2 songs from the last one he did, but yeah.
That's cool, man. You've been doing this for 15 years at the least. That's awesome.
Yeah, but when I was starting high school year, I believe. So yeah, it's crazy.
That's crazy. That's so cool. It's like because I was like, I got into metal when I was probably about a junior in high school as well. But I never had any inclination, like I was like, because I went to a small town, and I went to a small town like high school, and I was like, okay, it's like sink or swim when it comes to like being like intelligible enough to like people like understand the music you're into. Yeah. And so I was like, oh yeah, like a little bit of everything, right? Yeah. Which wasn't a lot, but I was like, you gotta be like my cousin was the one that I was mostly listening to metal with. Yeah. He showed me like intro back when I was like 18, and I was like, this might be the most beautiful thing I've ever heard. Right?
Yeah.
It's about like trolls in the forest like killing Christians.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Like,
that's how it was too. Like,
that's just so cool, man. That like it's so humbling to hear. It's like, man, some like artists, like legitimate artists that you like respect, are just like they started very similarly. Like, I don't know. That's just so cool, man. You just dove head first, and I respect the hell out of that.
yeah. First it was just all cover songs, you know, like the first song I ever learned was like Paranoid. So that one's like yeah. So that was sentimental to me.
Yeah.
First guitar song I've heard or I played, and then so it all started with covers, and then until I met till high school, and then helping with the whole black metal thing, and then after I think my senior year was the year like I was like gonna do this, try out this solo project thing. So like, you know, I didn't really have like those high tech recording softwares like back in the res, so I just had whatever he gave me or that he used to record. It was called WavePad. I don't know if you ever heard that, but
I've heard of that.
Yeah, it was like simple, but I mean, it got the job done.
Yeah, totally. That's all that matters.
And then the recording mic that I had was from my rock band, that microphone I used to sing. So I just used that. I just hooked up the USB to my laptop and then did vocals, recorded the guitars and stuff like that. Yeah. So
that's true cult as fuck, man.
So yeah, I literally started from the bottom. So,
dude, wow, respect.
Yeah, so that's how I was recorded everything. And then within that whole my first I guess album I released, I was going under Satanic Chaos, you know, just in you know, then I was like, kind of sounds, it's like Chaos and Havoc, same thing. It's like basically same thing. So I was like, I'll just change it to King, you know, my last name. So I just switched it to that. And then I ended up making, let's see, about 6 albums, I believe, within the 2010 to 2014.
Wow, dude.
Yeah, and then like mostly all black metal. Then I had some other stuff I put to the side, like there's like some like heavy metal, like power metal songs I would make, or like a metalcore or a country one I would try to do. What's this thing called? Or like acoustic songs, clean songs, and then I think I made 2 Children Bodom like songs, but never released them. So those are just in my vaults, you know.
Are these like songs? Because it's like you clearly got the bug for it. Like you got an itch for it. Like this is obviously like a creative outlet, like to say the very least. But do you ever like take fractions of these songs and you go back through them and you're like, you know, I was really cooking here, and you're like, do you ever expand on them from like their origins or anything, or is it just kind of whatever sticks with you?
Yeah, about that. I was working on another one. Like I was kind of like thinking of remaking some old songs and kind of bring them like a newer feel to them. Like sometimes I'd go back. Well, this was like my King era, so I was like listening to him. I was like, I kind of want to remake this one. This sounds better this way, you know. Or I could do this. I could have done this. So I was working on that, and then my laptop bugged or like died on me, so lost like most of my progress. So I was like, ugh. So that was like, yeah. So I was like, damn. After that, I just took I was like 2014, I believe. Yeah, 2014. So after that, I just ended up taking a break from music. I was like, you know, because like back in high school, nobody really even was into black metal like how big it is now. Everyone was
yeah.
into the whole metalcore, like the Bring Me Horizon, deathcore kind of thing,
Mm-hmm.
that era kind of stuff. So,
Mm-hmm.
so I was like, I remember like passing around, like I made burn CDs of my albums. Like, you guys want to hear this? Check it out. So, yeah.
That's badass.
Then
That's
I
so cool.
remember one student in high school was like, "Do you want this back?" I'm like, you can keep it. I mean, I was like, it's yours, bro. You can keep it or give it to someone else." I was like, I have
Yeah.
enough of that. But yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That's so cool, man. Like literally, man, you were passing out mixtapes before it was cool.
Yeah.
That's
Back
so
in high
sick.
school, it was kind of funny.
Sick.
Yeah. And then some friends, yeah, I didn't mostly like the friends, yeah, I would, but like random people was kind of hard. I'm like, "You want a demo? What is this? Like black metal?" They're like, "What?" I'm like, "Black metal."
Then
They're
you
like,
are
"What's
gonna
that?" I'm like, "Oh." I'm like, "Never mind. Let's get to see this somewhere else." Yeah.
I explain it. You either get it or you don't. So,
Yeah.
like, that's crazy, man. When I want to jump into the second question. When you're in the creative space and you're making music like that, what are some of the topics and themes that influence your music the most?
It's like typical answers, anger, being angry, depression, being sad about stuff.
Sure. Yeah.
Like those suicidal tendencies and stuff. Death in the family, grieving process, you know. And then like the whole colonial, um, Western colonialization. Yeah, like living with all this, and then our whole how it's affecting homes, or like how like especially like alcoholism and every stuff like that. How that was brought into to our like people, and then like trying to overcome all that,
Yeah.
or like
Yeah.
sometimes like I used to like drink back in the day too, so like I would like try to write songs and stuff like being under that influence, but it just sometimes it just wouldn't work.
Mhm.
Then I was like like then there's always like those novel like teachings, like my grandpa used to talk or pass down, or like things I would hear from family.
Mhm.
I like, yeah, sometimes like I would have that as some themes or some parts of songs, or like what do you call that? The folklore, or like stuff like that, or some stories. Try to write about them, like experiences, like the whole like the skinwalkers stuff like that. Sometimes I write about that. Um, and also like werewolves, like not werewolf, but like wolf, like a wolf kind of theme. I kind of always thought that was like my whole spirit animal, like just growing up,
Respect.
running with the pack or solo, lone wolf, so it's kind of like how it felt like when I first joined the band, because we were just like a whole pack of wolves somewhere together. Then we all split, so now we're just own little wolves doing our own thing, But
That's so cool, man.
and
That
then
like
yeah,
I get it. Maybe I don't get it, but
yeah, and then like
I
some songs like I kind of have like metaphorically. Yeah, some songs are like metaphors, you know, like yeah, especially with the wolf kind of like trends, like with the wolf kind of theme songs. They'll
yeah.
yeah, that'll kind of be like metaphorically speaking with the whole colonial westernization thing. How like like wolves on the hunt. Or like bring back like like if I was in the whole time period within the Cowboys versus Indians kind of thing. Sometimes I'd put like a mindset within that, like pretend, or like with like I'm not like not I would how would you say, like I guess put my mindset in within, if I was in that era, what I would do,
Yeah.
what would, yeah. I don't know if that makes sense, but I'm just like,
No, it makes
yeah,
total sense. I mean, I find myself like, maybe not, it was so I love the band Wolves in the Throne Room. That
yeah,
was like that was like one of my first ones where it was like, this is like black metal, and I was like, loved heavy metal and all that stuff, but like to get into black metal, Wolves in the Throne Room was one of my like intros to it. And I can't remember which song it was, but it was about the wolves of Ossory. And so I have a big, like every white person has an Irish or Scottish
yeah,
background, right?
yeah,
It was like, I'm in religious studies and I was in philosophy and stuff like that when I was in my undergraduate. And I was looking into it, I'm just like, well, like, I'm not into, like, the colonization of, like, England, right? I think that's, like, I got this little Irish pin on here because
yeah,
it's, like, the crown,
nice,
right?
yeah,
I'm trying to do better than what my
yeah,
ancestors were doing. But at the same time, I was like, I'm really interested in, it's, like, some of the folklore and the mythologies that, like, came from this. And so one of the things, I have this tank top that I had, or I cut the sleeves off of it, but it was a Wolves in the Throne Room shirt, and it was a pack of wolves, like, disemboweling a king. And I looked at that, and you can see, like, the London Bridge or whatever in the
oh,
background.
yeah,
There's no, like, falsehoods of what this is about, right? I was like, that is badass. And so I would often wonder, and like I learned more about the wolves of Ossory, how they were druids, and they would shapeshift into wolves, and they would like sack like a lot of these like colonial forces. And
yeah,
I remember hearing about that. I was like, man, I hope I'm related to one of, or just like I hope like maybe my grandpa's grandpa's like shoemaker knew one of these motherfuckers, right?
dude,
And so I was like, I think that's one of the beautiful things of black metal too. Just maybe more so than other genres. Power metal, I'm glad you're a power metal fan because wow.
yeah, yeah,
But you can kind of insert yourself in these things, and you can kind of sit there and daydream, and it's like, oh, what would I do if I was fighting a dragon, right? And it's like,
yeah,
well, if I was like, I've had to reflect on that, like doing this project. It's like, okay, I'm in Colorado, right? Like this is the West, right? And it's like, okay, like I know how my family got here, and it's like,
yeah,
what would you have done in this time? And I'm like, shit, man. Like it's like putting yourself in. You ask. I think in these thought experiments, you learn a lot about yourself, and I think that's a big part of like what black metal does. Is it forces you to learn a lot of things that maybe are uncomfortable at like on the surface level.
yeah,
We're not like we're not listening to songs about like rainbows and shaking hands and
yeah, yeah,
but it's like it's equally as important stuff too. And so I'm yapping a little bit, but like
that's
I
fine.
totally hear you when you say like put yourself in like these situations or like these little like fantasies isn't the right word because it's like I think it's more to it than just like a daydream or anything.
Yeah,
But you put yourself in these scenarios and you ask some really hard hitting questions out of the safety of like your present location and stuff like
yeah,
that. So I hear you when you say that, dude, because I have like completely different like scenarios and completely different like implications for it. But I totally empathize with that.
yeah. It's like, what would you do if you were there, basically? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, when I first got into black metal, like, like the whole church burnings and stuff, I thought it was like satanic at first because I was like, that's crazy. And then as I got to delve into it, it was like the whole colonization. Like, it's pretty much the same boat that we're in,
Literally.
Same ocean, just different boat, It's like, it's crazy. It's like, oh. And they were just getting rid of the whole Christianity because they were, they were taking over the whole paganism. So I was like, so we're basically alike, So
yeah, I like it's eerily sאבל. It's not to say it's like it's not to say like
it's not. So.
We're the same, right? No, but it is like it is different iterations of what was the same cause, right? Yeah. Christianity is like you can't talk about black metal without talking about Christian expansion and Christianity and and even in turn, like colonization too.
Yeah.
And it's like that's what is so but this is what I mean when I said where it's like y'all like res metal musicians are doing it better than because Varg was trying to say shit like that. Like when he allegedly burnt Fantoff, he was like, well, it was on a pagan burial ground, and it's like, well, he's not wrong.
Yeah.
But it's like, but like also it's like, bro, your first name is literally Christian. But it's like,
Yeah.
this was going on, but like this was going on like when westward expansion was happening, like churches were getting burned, like because it was an affront, right?
Yeah.
It's like I'm sorry, but Varg and Mayhem and all those boys were way late to the party.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, welcome aboard, like,
yeah.
Join the fight.
Seriously.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy though. And then like, especially doing all those research papers back in high school, they would always like push us to like, more learn about the whole history behind all that stuff. So it was pretty cool, especially our history teacher back in high school.
Yeah.
He was like all for us, like always telling us know our history, and especially with he would show us like stuff like the JFK stuff, and like the corruptions and stuff within the government. He would tell us all about that stuff. He was that cool teacher,
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Totally, man. I really appreciate what you were saying about like the wolf themes as well. I have to I don't know if I'm gonna have another chance to plug this, but the Howl of Death, man, I think that is my most listened song of yours, and you I just wanted to thank you personally for getting me through so many deadlift days.
Thanks, man. Deadlifts, shucks. Oh, those things are crazy. Oh man, but yeah, but thanks, man.
The riffs are there, man.
That one was a strange one, honestly. It was just more of like a freestyle I was doing, just jamming along, and then it kind of had that little I guess like a power metal kind of riff, or like the 80s. Yeah. So yeah, that one kind of intertwined with that and the black metal thing, So that one was like pretty cool. I was like, sounds pretty cool. Like I like this riff, and then I had to try to make it flow, So it took a while, but I ended up just like, I'm keeping this riff. I'm gonna make this work. So yeah.
So that's how. Dude. Selfishly, I'm so glad.
Thanks.
Of course, man. You mentioned this a little bit, but and I don't want to I'm not here to pry or anything. I just wanted to give you space if you wanted to talk about it a little bit more. But the third question, do traditional forms of knowledge or storytelling impact your songwriting? I know you'll write in Dene, and a lot of your songs are even the name is stylized like that.
Yeah.
Is it? I mean, that one's obvious. But does it go any further from what isn't on the surface?
Yeah, I mean, some ceremonial teachings. I don't really have a say in that because I'm not at that level to But sure, just from what I've seen, yeah. Let's see if I can pull up some songs. Like the traditional storytelling, like Nightwalker. That one, I was talking about how pretty much jealous people, what they would do, pretty much like how they become a skinwalker. So that was basically talking about that.
Mm-hmm.
Doyat A, that one was pretty much translates to like bad omens, So that's just what our from what I was told growing up, like how like owls are like bad signs, or like when coyotes run in front of you, whichever direction they're going. It's, it'll tell you what kind of sign it is. The messengers, I guess. Basically, yeah, just messengers. Yeah, just basically all that stuff. Like dreams, what you dream of, and stuff like that. Yeah, it's just pretty much all that. Like kind of like just bad juju stuff.
Totally.
What else was there? I can't remember what else was there. Ceremonial raise. That one I was kind of like mentioning my grandpa, like, because like after he passed away, that's when I stopped doing like the traditional stuff, like meetings and stuff like that. I just walked away from all that. So that one I was kind of talking about that one. And then the healing song, or I guess the healing song. I guess it's just like a cover. Not necessarily a cover, but just me trying to sing like the peyote kind of healing, like a healing song. So that one was, I forgot what the actual title was, but I just put healing, just so I don't get no copyrights. But that's one. What else was there? Yeah, then the Navajo ones, usually my mom helps me translate all that stuff, because every time I would translate it, she's like, nah, you gotta say it like this. I'm like, so it's kind of hard when I do it.
That interview I listened to of yours as well. It was on, I think it was Res Metal Podcast.
Yeah.
And I put it on, like I was doing the dishes or something, and I was like, and I remember I stopped because I was like, I didn't want to ask you any questions that you've gotten before, or like where it's just, I want to like, I'm not like, I want to like, these questions are here to facilitate conversation, right? It's not like, oh, tell me exactly what you told this dude like 10 years ago, right? But I was like, man, that is like, I don't know, I just like, that's so cool. Like, your mom has got to be so stoked on you for that.
Yeah, I was like, then I asked her, like, you want to write another one? Help me write another one? She's like, sure. What is it? I was like, whatever, like, I'm going to write about, just don't take no offense to it. It's just, She's like, all right, we'll see it. I'm like, fuck. Then half the time I'm like, either I'm going to have to change some stuff because she doesn't like what I'm saying, or, she'll just try to go through with it, but. And then the intro to the Howl of Death album, that one, I asked my mom, I was like, you want to be on the album? You want to be on my album? She's like, really? I was like, yeah. She's like, let's go for it. I was like, oh, okay. So we're here.
Your mom's in there?
Yeah, she was in the beginning of the intro. The Sotism, or how do you say it?
Wow.
Yeah, Sotism or Sotism.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was just like a little prayer, like a prayer like a legit prayer, like the whole like a protection prayer. Good, nothing. Yeah, it's pretty much a protection prayer. Talking about good stuff, or like just like just to be in good health, good everything. So that one, surprisingly that one took a long time to record because she did like a whole prayer. I was like, it was like almost like 7 minutes. I was like, damn, one big old prayer, but I didn't say nothing. I was like, then I was like, try to tell her like, we can kind of shorten it. Then we went from 7 to 6 minutes, 6 minutes to 5, and 5 to 4, and then to 3, and then cut down to like 2 minutes or a minute and a half. So like, and then it was kind of funny just watching her kind of watching her do what I do, and then she kind of got a feel for what I was doing because we had to record. Then we would like kind of just laugh about stuff, and have to stop, delete it, record again. Like so many takes. Like, yeah, it was pretty funny. And then in the end, she was like, "Oh, so this is what you do?" I was like, "Yeah." Oh, it's pretty fun. I was like, "Yeah, it's always pretty fun." So.
Get mom on the next album.
Yeah, closing prayer this time. No.
Fan request.
Yeah, But yeah, they like you. They like the prayers. So if you want to do another one,
yeah, dude, that is, man. I'm just that is like I'm beside myself at how cool that is. That's like not only is that just so powerful given like the complexities of how we've gotten to this point, to say the absolute least, right? But just like in some ways it's like, man, it like ain't like that's just so powerful, man. That's like you're like songs for your grandpa. Like I saw the ceremonial ways one. Like it just adds so much to it to me as a fan who like respects like what or it wants to respect what goes into just the music making process, but specifically this music making process, where it's like I just like I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't have the words to say how that struck me. That's really beautiful, dude. That's like I cherish these a lot more knowing that.
Then I also featured one of my, I guess my friend, one of my friends, Jared. I guess his dad passed away a couple years ago, but he also had like a Winnebago songs. So I remember him mentioning that. Then I was like, "Hey, do you have an album? Do you have that album?" So I was like, "Can I check it out?" And then after I was listening to it, I was like, "Do you mind? Do I have your consent? You know, if I can like cut a piece of one of the songs that he was singing and then make it as an intro." So yeah, I ended up doing that for the intro to Wolves of a Dead Generation album.
Yeah.
So that was his dad that was singing the intro, and then the beginning, or that was like I think kind of halfway toward when he starts the song starts going. But then the baby in the beginning was my nephew. So we were living in an apartment, me and my sister, and it was her second son that was born, and then I think I was just gonna record like guitar and stuff, and then like I had like the headphones on, and then you know you could just I could just hear him crying, so I was like, damn. At first I was like, God, like, shush, bro, you've been crying for a while now. Then after a while I was like, wait. I just moved the microphone a little bit that way, or I was holding the mic out, and I just hit record, and then it just had that little intro where the baby was crying.
Ingenious.
Yeah, and then I think after a while he stopped crying, so then I just kind of like looped it a bit, and then after that it goes into me saying something, and then it goes into Jared's dad song, and then I was kind of like just saying some stuff over it, but we'll see. Yeah, so that was the intro to that one. It was pretty cool. And that intro, I can't remember. I think I want to say it was The Antichrist. I had an intro like that where it just like he just like saying one thing. It sounded like he was doing like screaming in the mountains or something. I can't remember because I had it on my old iPad or my iPod. Those little, I don't know. It sounded pretty cool. It was a pretty cool intro. Like when I first heard that, it kind of scared me a bit. I was like, what the fuck? Like, what am I getting myself into? Yeah. So that kind of like it was a little inspired by that song, or that intro.
That's so cool. I mean, I feel like we're just like I feel like the natural progression of this conversation is just falling from one question to another because you're like, I mean, like it's so much of like. I feel like a lot of people, especially with the one-man projects, right, where it's just like, oh, it's just one dude doing it, and it's all by himself, right? We've all seen that like Vice like video, right, with like Zaster on it. But it's like you got your nephew in here, you got mama in here, you got your friend's late father, like that's sort of like it's like I mean, this question number 4, like how do you see your music contributing to the future of your community and its traditions, right? Totally different like trajectory I thought like of going with that question, but like in some ways it's like, man, like the music is the community in some ways.
Sometimes or like I'm just trying to like then also I kind of want to like collaborate with some other native artists, like trying to get my friend Jared, because he used to do vocals back in high school, like the cradle field kind of thing, so trying to tell him like, when are you gonna do vocals for me? Well, he hasn't done it forever, so I'm just like, I keep bothering every time I'm gonna make a new album. Like, you want to do vocals this album? Or like, I got an EP coming up. Want to do vocals?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's another one, Sage Bond. I don't know if you've heard of her.
Yes.
Yeah, I kind of want to do collab with her. Kind of like I was thinking kind of like the Seidenbergen kind of thing. I don't know if you heard of that. Of like an opera kind of singing. We're doing harsh vocals and then it goes back and forth. But yeah, I don't know. I was kind of thinking of something in the line because I was just listening to Seidenbergen. I was like, damn, it'd be cool to do this, But like, so.
Mm-hmm.
But she said as soon as I'm done making the song, let her know. So like, now I'm like, well, now I gotta make a song. But I'm trying to like structure this one kind of cool.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's other artists that I want to have, but I'm just, who knows?
Totally. I remember I was turned on to a band because I saw that you had collaborated with them. Iisnááhí? Is it?
Yeah. I can't say that name either, but yeah, I know you're talking about. It's a Iisnááhí. Yeah.
All I remember is like, first off, whoever's doing this dude's photo shoots is like, if it's him, like, man, insane. But I don't think it wasn't. I gotta look him up because I gotta. Let's see. I can't remember which one I was pushed to when I saw it. But I mean, just like yet another like res metal band that I was just like, this shit is like, this is like, in some ways it's like, this is like the genre that like I'm like, or like the style, I should say, that I was like predisposed to. Like, everybody like starts with like the black metal bands that they like, and then they kind of like diverge down. It's where it's like, okay, I kind of want like if Dark Throne was doing this, Mayhem was doing this. It's like, well, I kind of want to like, I want to hear more of like the Bathory style stuff, right? And so I kind of took that and like ran with it. But like, man, like, so in some cases it's like so much of this is just like sonically, it's just like, yeah, this is what I want to hear. But in other ways it's just like, this is just so innovative and fresh based off of like what has come before. It's like, I think even like there's been so many like interviews or like I've seen memes where it's just like, hey guys, it's another black metal album about Vikings.
Oh yeah.
Really? Wasn't ready for that one.
So, again?
Again, yeah. It's like, 2 in one day. That's crazy. That's so funny, though. Do you have any, pre-recorded songs that you've, that are going to be, collabs on this next release?
So I had like songs that I started but never finished, and then I'm just like, what did I even play here? I'm just like trying to remember what I played, and I looked at the date and it was like last year, 2 years ago. I'm like, gonna have to scrap this one. Sounds cool, but I gotta scrap it because I don't know what I was playing here. So yeah, and all songs usually like D standard, my Children of Bodom tuning.
Nice.
So
nice.
I keep it that, and then. I think there was only 2 songs that were different tunings. The Renegade one, that one was drop C, and also the Parasite was drop B.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nice.
I still think Parasite was my best one that I ever wrote. Like, long song, but it's probably like one of the best ones I kind of wrote.
That's cool. That's awesome.
Yeah. So it starts with a nice solo, and then it gets So there's like 3 solos, I believe. I don't know. I was like, what was I on? Like, I was holy shit. I was probably because I remember I was learning I think Children of Bodom just released the Hex album, and I was learning a couple of their songs, like So my guitar was still on drop B, so I ended up making something up along the way. I was like, damn. And I didn't even write down what I wrote or what I played, so I was like, double fucked. I was like, God. So I was like, damn. But anyways, yeah, so that was a lost treasure that I regret not writing down because, like, damn.
Man, that's crazy, dude.
Same with the Curse for Death EP. I did not write down how to play all the songs, so I was like, damn.
And
After that, I was like, I gotta start writing all this down.
one and done, but they're beauties, man.
And then the other single that I released in 2020, toward the end of the year, same thing. I forgot to write it down, so I was like, damn, I am just horrible at this. So now, when I make a riff and I'm like, I'm gonna keep it, I have to write it down on paper somewhere. So, yeah, and then what were we talking about? I forgot what the topic was. But anyways, yeah, that was like one song that I think that was probably the best I ever wrote.
That's awesome, dude. That's so sick. Let's see. I wanna pivot just a little bit. I wanted to talk about this because we kind of talked about it. It's like, oh, another Viking album, like Dick Daring today, aren't we? Right?
Oh, yeah.
Question number 5. Do you see yourself pushing back against expectations within the heavy metal genre or community? And what if we get to it? What about the larger culture of like settler colonialism within your music?
Just another black metal band. I'm just kidding. I mean, like, I would like to speak more about the whole colonial thing, but I don't know. I don't really think it's really gonna get pushed out there. You know, like I can talk about it as much as I want, but I don't really have a big fan base or anything for like people to be like, hey, you know, he's talking about issues around where he lives or we're down here. But, you know.
Sure.
And then the whole racism thing, like, I kind of want to address some things on that, but I don't know. Like, I try to write about the whole racism thing, but like, it's like this whole world is, you know, just one big old racism thing. So, I mean, you either grow up with it, like, or you don't. But the ones who grew up with it are like, it's kind of like normal, like in a weird way, like you just see it like just normal now. But like this new gen, like they're experiencing it like more than we did, but we just kind of like you know, we just kind of brush it off. But
sure,
yeah, and but the whole colonial thing, like how our I guess our Navajo Nation president is just horrible. I don't know if you ever heard about that stuff. But.
No, really, not really.
So,
I can't see it now.
Oh, so I guess apparently he went to the White House, met Trump, and he signed treaties saying they can go and what was it? Gave him the okay for the pipelines, I believe. I forget what it was. Yeah, it was like something like it was like a while back, and I was like, "Come on, bro! Like, what are you doing?" Like, it's kind of like one step forward, 2 steps back with us. So, and I think it's always going to be like that, regardless, however much like we try to do, however much good we try to do. It's always a 1 step forward, 2 steps back. Everything, something's always like in Alaska. I think Trump did okay to start industrial plants or whatever in the mining or coal mines, I think. So that's gonna hold like if that's gonna affect the wildlife out there too. So I was like, damn. Everything's just all like greed, power. So I don't know. It's hard to fight all that. I mean, honestly.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. It's I really do. There is one song that I really appreciated yours. It was America, and it was spelled with three Ks. I'm like, you know what?
Oh
Is he
yeah.
wrong?
And I got that from Ice Cube. America's Most Wanted. You know how he spelled America, so like I'll
Yep.
like that.
Yep.
I wonder if anybody would get that. Get that reference. Yeah.
I heard recent, or it wasn't recently. I thought it was a fever dream. But like I saw that you had a new release or something some months ago, and it was like I think it was like Colonial Poison or something like that.
Oh.
And I couldn't find it again, and so I was like, oh shit, was that like an accidental release, and I wasn't supposed to like the fans weren't supposed to listen to that quite yet. But I remember when it came out, I was like, oh my god, I have to talk to this dude.
Oh yeah, that one.
And then also the riffs were just fucking crazy too. But then I was looking for it one day, and I was like, did I dream this existed? Because I was like, I put it on, and then I was like driving somewhere, so I wasn't like watching like the bar move across, like you can verify that this was the song, right? I was like, did I just like imagine this? But I was like,
think you went to the spirit world for that one. No.
Yeah, it's just like when did I come back?
Yeah, that one. I think I accidentally deleted that one off of the Spotify. Like, whoops. So I've been meaning to put it back on there, but lately I haven't done it. I was like, whoops. So it's like, I got to put it back on Spotify. I forgot about it.
It was a banger, man. I remember I saw it, and I was like, because I was thinking about this, like, because this project for me, like, I was aware that this was a topic, maybe like 2020, 2021 or something. Like, I saw some like Vice documentary or whatever, right? And I put it on like while I was like making breakfast, and I was like, heavy metal, let's go, let's learn about it. But then it was like, it's like the metal from the dirt or whatever. I think it's the Revolver put that out. Yeah, and everybody's watched it, right? And it's just like, it's like there's so much more. I've read books on it, and it's not like that's like I'm interested enough to seek this out like in other ways. But it was just like everybody's just like I was like frustrated when I was watching it a little bit, because I was just like, nobody's asking cool questions. Like, it's just like, what music? It's like, what music? It's like questions asked by people that don't know what metal is, don't really understand like how like the climate of like Western America works, or like the Southwest or anything like that. Because like I'm from Western Colorado, right? Yeah. And it's like a little colder, but it looks very similar. And like, while it wasn't like generational trauma or like institutions that got me into metal, it was certainly boredom, and it was certainly like being a shithead when I was a teenager, and like fucking around and being bored and like smoking weed and getting drunk and stuff like that allegedly that made me want to get into like the metal stuff. And it's like, it's like, it's like we're partying and having fun, but it's just like, this is like speaks to more than just like it's like there had to be something there that like that facilitated that. And it was just like, and so much of these questions are just like they're burning up daylight, being like, what's your name? And it's like, what's the face paint for? And I'm just
it's like black metal, corpse paint, that's like hand in hand. That's like it's like something that's already rhetorical, like
yeah, like dude, like the real question would be, where is it if it wasn't there?
Yeah. But yeah, that's my war paint. Yeah, I guess you could say it like that, war paint. But then crazy thing, I think you already mentioned it, but like when we paint our faces up, like kind of corpse paint, I guess that's how like the Anagloshis or the skinwalkers would, how they would paint their face when they're doing the witching stuff. So it doesn't really like sit well with some natives, especially like the older folks. So yeah. So that's like a little.
My tattoo artist is he's etchy, and I was talking to him like, I was like, yeah, I'm like, really trying to get this off the ground, man. And he's just like, it's like, I'd be interested to know, because he was like, the face paint, that is not going to sit well. And I was like, he was like, if there's some way that you could learn more about that and get it to me, he's like, I'd love to. Do you you talked about working with your mom before, but has she ever been like, what the fuck are you up to, kid?
Yeah, it was like the first time. Yeah, we were doing the course paint. She looked at me like, "What? Like, you're not doing anything crazy, are you?" I'm like, "No." It's like it's just part of the band. They had to show her the black metal like corpse paint that they do. I'm like, this ain't like the Skinwalker stuff. Like, no. Like, this is the black metal. I had to show her, just so she'll be okay with it,
Right.
So I'm not doing crazy shit. I'm not witching anybody right now. Like,
Yo.
No. But that's good.
Do you get like as far as like the larger like community, like is there any like, so res metal is big in like heavy metal communities because it's like in some ways people see it, it's like new and it's like it's like interesting for 15 minutes, right? But like in a lot of ways, like I think it's like groundbreaking when it comes to like the history of the metal genre as a whole, right? But do you get any like in your own like communities or anything, or like especially like native communities, like is there like any pushback to it? Like it's like the face paint would, like the corpse paint would be like an easy one, but is there anything else like substantial, like hearsay, or like have you encountered anything like that?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
Nothing really.
Interesting.
Other than that, yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, it's just that, man. Like, because that's like a whole cultural thing for us. So like, that's about it.
That makes sense. That makes perfect sense.
Everything else, just like an ordinary band, So, still underground, I guess.
That's cool. That's cool. In the vein of the questions, is there any reason I talk about the colonial poison thing, right? And like the America stuff and like the decoloniality of it, right? Is just it's the surging topic that I've seen in a lot of these these tunes, right? And a lot of like other musicians as well. Do you see that like you're like in a way, like sometimes like it could just be venting, but like do you see your music as like activism, or is it anywhere close to that, or is it just kind of like are you just trying to blow off some steam?
Mainly just blowing off steam, just blowing off steam. Activism, no, I don't think so. Like I'm not really the whole like I try to stay away from politics as much as I can because I'm not political guy. I don't really know. That's the subject I fell down, so I'm not really into that.
Sure.
But mainly like I was saying, like personal I guess personal demons, like the bad thoughts. Try to like kind of reflect on myself in some ways. Basically, like the dark thoughts, some teachings, some parts of like the good ways, and then like also the wolf metaphors, and but nothing that'll be be like what's that word? I think that would just be about it. Just self expression, I guess.
Totally. Yeah, makes perfect sense from what we've been talking about. Yeah, totally makes sense. When you were deciding, because you're a musically inclined person, and we've talked about like your inspirations from other things. What made you want to make metal music specifically, as opposed to like literally anything else?
Okay, so my dad was into like the '80s metal, classic, glam rock and stuff like that.
Yep.
And he would always have like on TV like the Iron Maiden Rock in Rio, if I remember. He was always watching that, so I thought that was like pretty badass. And then that's how I like started going into his room, taking the Scorpion CDs, WAP CDs, ACDC, and all that stuff. Docking. Yeah,
Yes.
so yeah, those are like my tops, like 80s, like obviously Ozzy, yeah. So then after that, like then like watching those, I think on TV they would have like some of those live performances, or like them playing live and stuff like that.
Like VH1.
Yeah, when it was all
Yeah,
cool,
that was on in my house all the time.
yeah. I'm like, damn, that shit looks cool, like. Just playing songs and then hearing it on the radio to drive to town, traveling and stuff. I'm like, I actually do like, then like some riffs sound pretty cool. I'm like, that shit's crazy. Like, and then yeah, and I guess it was meant to be. I don't know, because my dad named me after Matthias Jabs Scorpions, so he named me after him. So. I guess it was meant to be in some weird way. I was like, wrong genre, but same thing.
That's so cool.
So I'll give him that. But yeah, other than that, yeah, I mean, even like on the way to school or during classes, I would just have my earphones, like, get through the day, get through everything, honestly.
Totally.
Yeah, I don't know. It's always been there, I guess. So.
Yeah. I remember distinctly when I was a kiddo. I remember I was like playing with like my toys or something in like the living room, and I remember the TV was on because the big VHF one was on, and the TV was on like ain't nobody was watching it, but I was just like sitting out there because it's like noise, right? It's just like some
background noise.
Yeah. But man, I remember I saw the music video to Dio's Holy Diver, and like where he's like kind of like walking around with like laying it, and I was like, I didn't even like I didn't even know what this was, but like in my heart I feel like I was like, that is the coolest fucking thing ever. And then like the tiger is in there too, and then like the jailer and everything. I'm like, this is the coolest shit ever.
Yeah, and then
get you, man. It was
those music videos were kind of weird, but yeah, like Rocky Like a Hurricane. That video did not match the song, but it was like whatever. It was a song.
I enjoyed the old Dawkins video too, where like he's like it's like breaking the chains or something, and the guitar solo, and it's just like these really, it looks like they're made out of paper, but it's like these chains that are like on the guitar strings or whatever. And he's playing the solo with those.
Yeah.
I was like,
Into the Fire, that one was cool. And then what was that? Dream Warriors with the Freddy Krueger. That one was like, what?
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
The cheese in the camp was everywhere, and I love it. I love it, man.
Yeah, and then then I ended up, after that I started progressing into watching like those documentaries that they would have, like behind the music stuff,
Yeah,
I was always watching those too. I'm like, it's pretty interesting.
I remember watching like the Def Leppard one when like that dude like got in a car accident.
Shut down, cut off. Yeah.
I remember I was like, that happened. I was like, I thought he was born that way.
Yeah,
I was young to have any sense. And
yeah, it's like, what? It's crazy. And then watching the whole Metallica documentary, that Some Kind of Monster one, I was like, and then even like the hip hop stuff, like Aaliyah, Missy Elliott, DMX, R.I.P. Yeah, anything that was music related, I would always have interest.
Totally, man. Totally. That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we kind of blew through all our questions. I just have one more, and that's what's next? Is a new album on the in the books, what are you planning on? If you happen to
Let's
know.
see. I'm trying to think. Maybe so my goal or my plan was to make a music video out in the crest and out there, then release a single. But it's been kind of raining out here, so I'm like, I don't know.
Rainy day up here too. Yeah, I'm up
Yeah,
in
so I'm just
right
like,
now.
whenever it's kind of dried out, or when I'm off work, whenever I have time,
Mhm.
kind of like that Inquisition kind of thing, that Luciferin rays, how it has that whole cool background scenario. I was
Nice.
like, I want to try that, but up there in the crest. But maybe release a single this year. I kind of teased a little bit on my last two stories posts. I don't know
Mhm.
if you
Mhm.
heard that one.
Mhm.
Um, but it's in the works. Maybe early next year. Maybe yeah, maybe next year. Maybe next year. I don't know. Depends how I get through these. Because sometimes, like if I'm in it, I just have them all. Like then make a whole new track within a
Sure.
day
Yeah.
or a whole album within a week. But we'll see.
Wow. What any live performances or anything like that? Are you much of a live musician? I swore I saw you play live, or it was planned for you to play live at one point, and I was like, oh shit, that's awesome.
Yeah. So I have like I guess like a live session band mates or
Mhm.
people that have like kind of like play for me. But
Mhm. Mhm.
yeah, I just have the drummer, guitarist, and bass player now. It was kind of hard to find a bass player because they would say yes, but they wouldn't show up to the rehearsal. So this one, she's in the band, or they're all from other bands.
Mhm.
The drummer and guitarist are from Sadistic Tyrants, and
Yeah.
bass player was the vocalist guitarist of Nocturne. Yeah, Nocturne. Yeah,
Mhm.
but yeah,
Mhm.
they're kind of big here too. So yeah, we were supposed to have a show, but it got canceled last. It was last minute, so like what the fuck. I
Bro,
was on my way over there, then they said it was canceled. So like what the fuck.
dude, that's so. Is there
And then we were supposed to have another one on the 25th this month, but that got canceled too.
man?
So I was like, I guess I'll start on my album. So start on
I mean,
something.
shit, man. Yeah, that I would love to see some of the. I'd love to see. I just love the live performances and everything like that. I mean, it's like going to shows is just like part of the culture for a lot of the heshers, and like
Yeah,
it's this thing about like moving to a city like Denver too. It's like the metal scene is pretty tight. Um, and so it's like, oh yeah, okay, like I can go to shows and stuff like that, and I can go and like see friends, and it's like an excuse to listen to like music that's like, I used to have to hide like
yeah,
from other people, right? And so it's like any chance that any chance to do the live performances, I'm like, let's go. But I've also talked to like I have like I have a friend in a couple of bands and stuff like that, and they're just like, oh yeah, like you either love it or you hate it. And I've talked with like other musicians too, like where they're just like, yeah, I just like it just fucking sucks. Like they're just like, I did this just to like make music because I enjoy doing it,
yeah,
and it's like stuff. It's like, oh my god, it's a whole another layer of complicated like nonsense. And
yeah,
it's just like I'll do it, but like I don't make it a habit or anything like that.
yeah.
So I get that too. But if you are playing live, I'll keep my eyes open because holy shit, man.
Just say you're my merch seller, and you'll get it for free.
Yeah.
I'm here to sell merch. Yeah, like
Yeah.
or I'll be like, yeah, he's my roadie. He's loading
The
equipment and
first
stuff.
interaction I had with you, I think I was like, because I had ideas that I wanted to get this. I needed to produce a project for my masters, anyways. And I was like, ooh, nobody told me this. I
Yeah,
was like, well, I don't want to do it on something stupid. And I was like, I would really love to do it on some like heavy metal, right? Because I like I like quite literally wear it on the sleeve, right?
Yeah.
But I'm like I don't want to do like I want to do like the religiosity of like a lot of like and its ties to metal, especially black metal too, and especially the antithesis thereof, right? But I was just like, man, like I have so many people. It's just like in this master's program, it was just like these like absolute like mayonnaise like white breads would come up to class and be like, anybody ever heard of Christianity? And it's like, dude, like they wouldn't say that verbatim, right? But
Yeah.
they kind of like they carry themselves and act like that. And it was like, as a Christian, and it's like, what's that? Just like right, but I remember I was like thinking, I was like, well, I could reach out to some of these bands and see if like get some stuff. Going through the IRB was so tedious, and thank you for bearing with me for that, because this is the reason I would have interviewed you within a week if it
Yeah.
if it wasn't for these dudes.